the guy who does it the best today about cutting angles and being right in front of you and can't hit him is Lomachenko. I mean, Lomachenko stands right in front of you and then he's not.
Yeah.
And then he's over here and then he's punching you in the face.
When Devin HANEY came, he set it straight, so I'm the boss. I run the lightweight division. If you want something in the lightweight division, you gotta go through me.
More than other fighters I've seen. I mean, a lot of fighters have been good enough to make guys quit. You're not supposed to quit in boxing. You know, you're not supposed to cry in baseball. You can't quit in boxing. But yet he has done that to many fighters.
They're stopping the fight. That's astonishing.
But this kid is remarkable, man. What else can I say?
He's still in high school.
He's still in high school, but it's so crazy that nobody knows this, but
this is a copy.
That's a huge compliment.
In boxing, often we don't get the fights we want, but when we do, it can be something special. Two fighters on their own paths, finally colliding in the squared circle, showing us what the sweet science is all about and why we love this sport so much. And on May 20th, I think we are going to see something truly special. A seasoned veteran versus an up-and-coming star. So join me in this video while we break down Devin HANEY versus Vasily Lomachenko. Let's get into the video. I think fights like this are exactly what boxing needs, as we saw last weekend with Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. There's nothing better than seeing top-level talent go at it and seeing who's the best. We're going to talk about each fighter real quick, and then I'll give you my prediction at the end. So first, let's start with Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko is one of the greatest amateur boxers to ever compete. And at one point in his pro career, Lomachenko seemed unstoppable, making easy work of champions and making them quit. But as the years have gone on, Lomachenko has shown some flaws as well as his age. To me, this started in the Linares fight when he got knocked down in the 6th round. Granted, it was a flash knockdown and he wasn't hurt, but it did show that he didn't respect Linares at that point and he took his eye off the prize for a little bit. Linares made him pay for that, and I think this idea of overlooking his opponent a little bit came into play when it came to Teofimo Lopez. Allegedly, Loma went into the fight with a shoulder injury, and I have to ask the question, why would you do that? We're talking about major belts against a young, hard-hitting lightweight, and you just decide to go in with a shoulder injury. It just doesn't make sense, unless you just truly don't respect and you're overlooking your young opponent. And as we saw, he wasn't able to perform until the later half of that fight. But after the Lopez fight, we saw Lomachenko rebound extremely well. The Yoshi Nakatani fight, he looked amazing. He looked like old Lomachenko. And in the Richard Comey fight, he just absolutely thrashed Comey for the entire fight. But then came the Ortiz fight, and Loma just looked his age. He looked to slow down, his footwork didn't seem there, and although he got the win, it was unimpressive. Being a Lomachenko fan, you have to wonder, is all this time off good for him because he can be fully healed and not overworked going into this fight, or is he going to have ring rust? Personally, I think there's no excuses at this point. You're a decorated fighter. There should be no problem getting in the ring and performing at the highest level. Because the truth is, Lomachenko heavily relies on footwork, his speed, and his ring IQ. Take one of those factors away, namely his footwork, and he becomes very mortal. So what we need to see from Lomachenko is the old Lomachenko. Use unique angles and confuse Devin HANEY. Geography is going to be big for him, being able to be in that mid to close range and just not allow HANEY simply just to wrap him up. And I think that the best version of Lomachenko when he is in range is when he throws punches and bunches, throwing combinations, getting his opponent to shell up, and then using those unique angles and his footwork to take over. To me, this fight will define Lomachenko's career going forward, because right across the ring from him is Devin HANEY. So let's talk about the young 24-year-old. What more can you ask from Devin HANEY right now? He has the IBF, WBA, WBC, and WBO belt. His last couple fights, he's been absolutely dominant. Sure, in the Linares fight, he did get stunned, but I feel like he's learned from that. One thing about Devin HANEY is I feel like he adapts and he learns pretty quickly. And in that Linares fight, he was absolutely dominating that fight, using that amazing jab he has, which is one of the best in the business. What I think happened in that fight is Haney tried to get the knockout, and he got a little too cute. Instead of fighting at that distance and controlling things, he got a little bit too close, and the seasoned, older fighter, who still has pretty quick hands, made him pay for it. Other than that, Haney seemed absolutely unstoppable. Sure, some fight fans feel his style is a little bit boring, but that could be because people don't realize what they're watching. Devin Haney in the Kambosos fight, for instance, started out just using a single jab, eventually evolving to a double jab so he could catch Kambosos and throw in some unique timing. He then started throwing in feints and triple jab. And at this point, Kambosos was not only getting caught coming in, but was also getting countered going out and just had absolutely no answer. Whenever he tried to get close, Devin Haney would wrap him up and stop him from doing any kind of work. This is a perfect example of having a game plan and being able to stick to it. Going into this fight against Lomachenko, he has almost a 6-inch reach advantage, and you better believe he's going to use all of that against the seasoned veteran. So prediction time now. How do I think this fight's going to go? Let me just get this right out of the way. As a Lomachenko fan, do I think he can win? Absolutely I do. All those years of fighting, both as pro and amateur, you know that him and Papachenko are going to have a game plan going into this, and it's going to have to be something that they don't always do, which is Lomachenko's going to have to start fast. No more taking rounds off, no more downloading information. You've had so many fights in your career, it's time to use those instincts and go in there and try to frustrate Haney. Because the sooner that Haney feels some pressure, he's going to start kicking it into a new gear. And making Haney have to change his game plan and trying to do new things ultimately could lead to him making mistakes. Though I honestly think it's going to go that way, especially against what Devin Haney has shown us lately. Sadly, I don't. I think Devin Haney's just too talented. This kid screams multi-weight champion. His jab's just too good. He can fight on the front foot or back foot, and he moves laterally exceptionally well. I just think he's going to use that jab, control distance, and anytime Lomachenko gets on the inside, he's going to absolutely smother his work. So for me, I see Devin Haney winning by unanimous decision and elevating him to an absolute pound-for-pound talent. So we will be live for this fight. If you want to come hang out during the fight, make sure to hit that subscribe button or check us out on Twitch. Thanks for watching and enjoy the fight, fans.